Ooh, we're live.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Whatever.
Good
I'm Dana
morning.
Dubois,
I'm Lawrence Winnerman.
and here we are.
Here we are. Happy Monday. Woo woo. Let's hear
What?
it. Okay, wait. We do actually have things to celebrate.
Yes,
We both have check marks.
we both have check marks. We both
Yes.
have check marks, you guys. This was unexpected. It
Very
really,
unexpected.
yeah. In addition to being super excited that we have the check marks, we're excited because we learned something that we can pass along, which is for weirdos like us who have more than one entity, more than one publication on Substack. You don't need 100 paid subscribers on your singular, like your own publication. It is an aggregate. So
Yes.
we have not hit our 100 paid subscriber goals on any of our entities, on Gen Xy, on Dana Dubois Writes, on Lawrence Winnerman Science Fiction, or Pink Hair and Pronouns. But in aggregate, we have each hit 100.
Yes. Thanks to
Thank
all of
you.
you wonderful people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for Gen Xy, we are at 61.
Oh, I thought we hit 62 last night. Did you check again?
Oh, all right. Well, then it's 62. I
Yeah.
uh I did not check again last night.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being on West Coast time. Good morning, Karen. I'm opening the chat now. Here I am. Hello, all. Um, yeah, so being at 61 or 62, though, it means we've hit 2 deciles. You know, at each decile that we're doing something very special to commemorate it. And at 50, we promised a karaoke party live. And at 60, we promised bathrobe guy we were going to show up in our bathrobes for one of our daily whatevers. And so we are going to do both this week. But in typical, we're not quite on a linear trajectory, sort of Gen Xy way. We're going to have 60 happen before 50. And there's the bathrobe guy now. So we're going to be celebrating both this week. Yeah, Lawrence, we're at 62 paid subscribers.
Woot woot. That
Wait,
is great.
wait, that's the wrong thing here. They don't make it easy on Substack here.
Oh my
62.
God, you guys. Fuston
Yeah.
is here. Fuston got a check mark yesterday as well.
Oh my gosh. Really? All three
Yes,
of us? It was like 3 in 3 days.
that is amazing. Congratulations, friend. We're so happy to see you.
Oh,
Since
look at all
Fuston
the
is here,
folks
can
in.
I hijack for 1 minute and say we're still doing the GoFundMe for Fuston? If you could please pitch in whatever you are able to. I will grab the link for it and put it in the chat here. Um, yeah, so please do that for our friend. We'd be really grateful. And congratulations, Fusen, on your check mark. You really deserve it. And I'm so excited for you for that.
Yay. And it's so nice to see you here. Happy to
Yes.
have you back. And I also, wait, I just saw something whirl by. Nick Parrow, number 63 rising in US politics today.
Woo!
This is a day for the
Yes.
whatevers. Crazy. Gen Xy was number 91 in culture yesterday. And we, both Lawrence and I have charted, popped on and off those rising charts, but Gen Xy never has. We didn't even think it could. So thank you guys. I'm not sure what it uses to determine if Gen Xy gets it or Lawrence or me, but we're happy to rise.
Okay, and this is crazy. I am number 2 in fiction right now. Rising.
Lawrence, I
Not
wish I wish I could give you my tiara to wear because it would look lovely like right here. Hair for you guys on your head. Um, because that's incredible. Number 2
yeah.
of
Yeah.
all the fiction writers on Substack, you are rising number 2.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'm thrilled
So
to hear that.
So Nick said it's an engagement and views. Actually, I think we've kind of cracked the code for how you get on Rising. It is a combination of paid subscribers and publishing. So if you get paid subscribers and also publish in very close proximity, you break onto that list.
Yes. Oh, and Bathrobe Guy's number 48 rising in literature.
Fuck yeah, way to
Ev-
go. Team
Everybody's doing great.
whatever.
Nick, I have to think it's not around just engagement because um, the middle-aged men keep ogling my 16-year-old story has been by miles my most active story. I think it crossed 14,000 views and like, I don't know, well over 200 comments. And I didn't chart last week. So
Right.
I don't have a number right now. I have come on and off. And then the confusing thing is I published it as Gen XE, like I do with everything. So I don't know when it picks me, when it picks Gen XE. I don't really care. I'm just so happy to see all of these successes coming in on a Monday morning. Melissa finally got a new laptop. Oh, that's amazing. And she just recorded a new podcast episode. Please. Oh, you don't have a check mark yet, Melissa? Oh my gosh. You guys, Melissa Corrigan.
We're going to fix that.
Yeah. And you have so many affordable links to become a paid subscriber at so many levels. Um, we got to do something about that, Melissa. If you'll drop your link in there, because your work is absolutely incredible. I'm 5 away. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I also just dropped a link for the fundraiser for Fusen. So please go ahead and throw some cabbage that way. And Jeannie said up earlier in the chat, she doesn't have her check mark, but she has hundreds. So Jeannie, the difference is it's not just subscribers, it's paid subscribers. So it's 100 paid subscribers gets you the check mark. So
Yeah.
since we're in education mode, I feel like we're learning
We
things
are.
about Substack and sharing it with the whole team because we want a rising tide to lift all boats.
We do. Oh, and Mason just said that she just subscribed to Melissa. Yay. So you have 4 more to
Awesome.
go, Melissa. I know I'm a paid subscriber, so Melissa's content is incredible. Wow, we were not planning to start this with like a how-to and celebrating success session, but
Yeah,
this
it's
is
fun
making me
though.
very happy. I know. I woke up this morning, Lawrence, having a dream/nightmare that I went into work wearing no pants. That was my dream. I was at It wasn't where I work, it was a different building, you know how dreams are, but I was at work with no pants on, if that's any indication of how unprepared I felt for this week. And so to, like, have the tide turn with all this good news is amazing. So thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Um, I love it, and before we totally move away from numbers, I also wanted to say we're getting very close to hitting just 1,000 subscribers on Gen XC. We're not quite at 1,000, so I think that's gonna happen this week, so we'll have to have a little, like, celebration for that, when that happens as well. Before we jump into to today's theme, I wanted to talk about can we just do a quick rundown of what we're gonna do
Talk
this week?
about pop music.
Yeah, that New York, London, Paris, Munich.
Hmm.
Everybody talk about the Daily Whatever's calendar for the week. That is not catchy, but, um, should we talk about what's coming up? Because we actually have our act together and our graphic out, and I posted it and pinned it to Gen Xe so folks can find it and share it. Um,
I love it. Let's do it.
let's do it. I'm also a little disoriented today. Do I look a little different, Lawrence? Is there something different about me? I know this is a very hard question. Anybody notice anything different?
You're wearing new glasses.
They are old glasses, but yes, I 3 minutes before going on air was like, "Where did I put my glasses down?" So, I don't see as well, and I feel weird 'cause, I'm wearing different glasses and my hair is a little crazy. But it's still me, just no sparkles.
Right. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, everybody. It's still
It's
her.
my Clark Kent my Clark Kent look. Um, okay, you wanna hear what we're doing? Here we go.
Do it.
Monday.
Hit it.
Well, funny you should say "hit it." Lawrence
Hmm.
very cleverly named today's episode, "Hit Me With That GLP-1 Shot." Which is not really cool. Uh, it's a
Right.
good mix between the song I karaoke'd Saturday night at my birthday party and this theme, which I love.
Come
We're
on,
gonna
sexy mama. You don't fight fair.
Oh, Lawrence. Well, was here we go. Mm, thank you. Tomorrow.
I'm going to try to turn everything into song lyrics from the 80s or 90s.
Okay, I'm here for it. Um, Tuesday, we are going to be talking, together about Lawrence's serialized novel. He will be reading chapter 3, which means we're all going to get to hear the dulcet tones of Lawrence reading to us.
Yes, and
What
also plug, right after this, I'm going to be on Nick Paro's show, Book Talk, talking about my book as well. So today, I'll be talking about my book at the next top of the hour, and tomorrow we're talking about the book here. So thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mason just said Dana is speechless. I do feel I'm having one of those slow mornings where I'm like, the words aren't quite coming. But to keep going down our calendar, Monday and Tuesday, it's the two of us talking about our writing. Wednesday, we have a really special guest coming, Dr. Amber Hull. I have been a fan of her work. Like, I think she was first day. She popped up in my feed, and I've been following her ever since. She commented on my middle-aged man ogling 16-year-old story. She restacked it with some really wise commentary, and I asked if she'd want to come on air. We called it Digital Misogyny 101. I think we're going to change the subject because she
Yeah,
sent me a message this morning that I thought was really
I saw it.
interesting. Yeah, around I am not a misandrist, and how so I think a lot of the conversation will move to how do you be a feminist online as a writer and as a woman and stand your ground and not veer into misandry. Because wow, when multiple men who are possibly bots and who may be men are challenging your very right to bodily autonomy to exist, it's hard not to veer into that world. So kind of the addressing the target, but not taking down the entire gender because, there are obviously shining examples of manhood coming through the daily whatever. Thursday, we're going to celebrate 60, getting to 60 paid subscribers because the bathrobe guy's coming on.
Woo woo,
It was his
bathrobe
idea that we are
guy.
going to celebrate in bathrobes. We're going to talk about his work, his goals, some of the exciting milestones he's met. And we're also going to have Karen Marie Shelton join us. We want to honor Karen as um, perfect attendance, the only person who's been at every single daily whatever, and also our first and so far only founding
Right. Can I
subscriber.
just say, Karen has not only been at every daily whatever we've done, on days that we haven't done it, for some reason, he's basically hosted a lament show.
Yes. So
So yeah,
Karen,
more than perfect attendance. She somehow
yes.
scored 105% on attendance.
True extra you got extra credit, Karen. So, uh, absolutely, we're gonna have 2 of our kinda shining stars, from our whatever chat come on and celebrate with us. Then Friday, as always, it is Fucked Up Friday, and
Fucked up Friday.
We have K, our buyers, joining us. Really excited. Fucked Up
So
Friday.
awesome. He's so funny.
He's so funny and so wise, and Fucked Up Friday is always both a horror and a joy.
Yeah.
So that should be a good one. And then Saturday, we are going to have our karaoke 50 subs party. Um, we're
We're
not
doing it out of
entirely
order because,
yeah,
karaoke at 7 a.m. for Dana and 10 a.m. for me felt a little hard, especially, if we want to sip on something. And so we're doing it on Saturday when at least it's a little bit later in the day. And we decided against doing it too late in the day because, you find people are here for us in the morning and we didn't want to, do it at a time when everyone, wouldn't be available. So hopefully you
exactly.
can make it on Saturday. It will be a blast.
Yes. And I was just thinking as I was, getting ready to come on air and that I was like, we probably need to post a story about this, Lawrence, where we talk about how it's gonna work. Um, so it won't be normal karaoke. It's actually scarier, I think, because it's just gonna be you and everyone can hear. I have one of like a rocker box with a little microphone here, so I'll be
Ooh.
able to have the microphone. These are you can get little just wireless, speakers that you could connect and sing. I think we should make it so 2 things need to happen. One is the whatevers get to pick what we are going to sing,
Oh my God, you guys. Please have
and
more.
then Yes, and then, you all get to queue up if you would like to come on and sing. So I think we should make a story where people can comment with suggestions for us and raising their hands and volunteering to sing and maybe list what songs they wanna sing.
Yeah, great
We'll
idea.
get that started.
Hey, people, notice when she says we should make a story, what she's actually doing is assigning me work.
No, all right,
We
come on,
should
that's
make a
enough.
story translates into Lawrence, could you do that while I'm working?
No, it's karaoke, I would love to do that one, come on. Only the graphics, Lawrence. Anytime I say "we" and it involves graphics, that's
Right, that's
you
me.
do, because I
Okay.
don't have the tools. But excuse me, I am, hoarse from my karaoke birthday party on Saturday, um, and probably moving a little slower for it, but, it was worth it. It was really fun. So, yeah, that's our week. It's a full week. It's an exciting week. I'm hoping we're going to hit our milestone of 70 paid subscribers this week. What are we doing at 70, Lawrence? I'm
We are
dreading this.
doing the ice bucket challenge at 7B. And yeah, you know what? I'm actually kind of dreading that one because
Yeah.
ice ice water cold.
Ice water very cold.
Although
At
it's
least
been
with
like
some
97 degrees out
yeah.
here for the last week, and so maybe this is a good time to do it. This would be a great week to do it.
Yeah. So, but well, gosh, maybe we will. I don't know that we're going to do it with this full schedule, but maybe, we just show up with like wet heads or we do it at the very end. Either way, when we hit 70, oh, hold on one second. Bye, sweetie. Have a great day. Um, I love that she goes to work. This is her last week. It's a summer job, but uh, leaving before me cracks me up. Um, we need an 80. We need a suggestion for what we're going to do if we hit 80 paid subscribers.
Yeah,
And 90 and 100, and 100 is gonna have to be big. If we hit 100,
right.
which is our
100.
goal.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure what 100 could be. Like, we'll have to. We need
It's a goal,
suggestions, folks. We need ideas for 80,
right?
90, and 100.
Anybody wants to weigh in, you go ahead and do it. The Rock Show Blink 182, I'm catching back up here in the comments.
Karen says, "Do 100 naked." Um, huh. I think we might get banned from Substack.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Mason says agree. Um, oh, well, all right. So other ideas are very welcome.
Melissa's I'm changing the subject. Melissa says, "It's amazing what teens will do for money. LOL, watching them get up for a job when they act like you're murdering them when you wake them up." Yeah, pretty much. Um, Even dirty talk is close to the line. I don't actually know what the line is on Substack. Naked is surely over it, but I don't know. Otherwise, everyone would be naked on Substack trying to make money, right? Like, they have to differentiate from OnlyFans. Anyhow, we will think of stuff. It will not be naked, but we'll find out when you get naked.
Right.
See the
Well,
show and characters like Tits Dubois smoking voice. Honey, I'm already halfway there today. I had a very active vocal weekend. Two
oh,
birthdays,
sweetie.
sweetie. I used to be a speech therapist. I know all the damage I've done to my vocal cords this weekend.
What am I, chopped liver over here?
Well, your voice sounds lovely. Pull your shirt low but not off. You look naked, but you are not. Wow, Lawrence, there's a lot of wait, you just left. How did you come back in? My keys. Bye. She came in the basement door 'cause she forgot her keys. Tasteful nudity is allowed,
Mm, I mean, who's the judge of tasteful?
right?
Aha!
I don't
Aha!
I'm gonna guess the rule is, Lawrence, you're allowed to be topless and I'm not.
Right. I can show my nipples, but you can't show yours. Yes.
Mhm. I was thinking nipple tassels too, Robin, and that I think that might be over the line.
I'd wear nipple tassels.
But you could. Me wearing nipple tassels would be over the line. You
No,
wouldn't
we
even
both should. We should just say we're wearing matching outfits for our show.
nipple tassels.
Right.
Uh, maybe 100 is an
Also,
awful
nipple
lot.
tassels may be my new band name.
Yeah, that would be good. So put on a, black and white filter on the video. Boom, tasteful. Melissa
Right.
was like,
Tasteful.
"You are not wrong."
I
Oh
think
my gosh.
I think Nipple Tassel's first album is a Christmas album.
Oh, I'm trying to think of, like, a play on words there, walking in a titty wonderland or something, I don't know, like,
Mm,
what do you what do
walking
you think
in a titty wonderland.
it matches the meter pretty well,
Right.
actually. I
There
got
they
nipple
go, watch them swinging. If they were bells, they'd be
baby
ringing.
ringing. You got it. Lawrence, I would buy that album. I would
All
stream
right,
that
there you go.
album.
My new
Okay.
band, Nipple Tassels,
Oh, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard
Christmas
I'm
album. I
crying.
need a name for the Christmas album, King.
Oh, Mason is requesting nipple tassels with painted blue skin.
Ooh, okay.
Nipple tassels and a deep affinity for circular repetitive chestnut. That's just burlesque. I took one intro to burlesque class once.
Maybe 100 is a burlesque show.
Oh god. What am I gonna do that?
I mean, I can see people wanting to see you do burlesque, but who would want to see me do burlesque? I'm
I
not
would
sure that's,
want isn't that
other than
called
my boyfriend, he would want to see
yes.
it. I mean, I have done a burlesque show for him. Let's be honest.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that mental image, Lawrence, I'm gonna shift topics again.
Oh, are we going to start talking about your article?
Should we? I don't know. I mean, we could yeah, do you like the idea of painted blue so it's like Blue Man meets
Right,
burlesque.
like Blue Man Group meets Nipple Tassel.
Oh my gosh. That's that is, we'll think about that one. We'll think about that one. That also might get us kicked off Substack. I cannot be sure. But, yeah, I think it's maybe time to shift the topic and, talk about my story.
I just put the link in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's, I keep playing with my hair too. You know, the thing is, Lawrence, I don't feel like I look like me today. My hair's weird and I have different glasses on, and also I'm not seeing as well. That's part of my disorientation. So, yeah, tomorrow I'll find the glasses. I'll come back as me. I don't. This is like my trying to think of an alternate to Clark Kent. It's the only thing I can come up with. This is my like not quite superhero look today.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness, listen to this. Musing says, I went to a party once and there was a woman painted to match the fireplace. You'd miss her when her eyes were closed. That is crazy.
how? How?
Well, I mean, just body paint, but somebody
She was
like did detail work so that she like
to look like
matched the fireplace.
whoa.
I must have been bricks or stones or something, I'm guessing.
Oh, I thought matching the fire, like that she was like moving. That was my the image I got.
Oh no. I took it as the actual fireplace, like the brickwork or something.
Oh, okay. My kids are pretty good artists, but I don't think we can go full body paint on mom. That might just be weird. But yeah, Robin wants to go to parties with musings. Me too. That sounds like a fun one. Oh, okay.
So let's talk about your article. So I think people know, especially after the episode where we had Michelle Tahu on, people know that I've been taking Mounjaro for diabetes, and but maybe what they didn't realize, Dana, is that you have also been using and I was going to say experimenting, but that's not quite the right word. Have some very real health concerns and kind of family of origin concerns around weight and health. And that inspired you in part to try doing a GLP-1 subscription. And this is your article kind of talking about that overall experience.
It is. And for some background, um, the first thing is this one has taken me months to write. I know you all the regulars have heard me on here being like, I'm trying to write. I really had a hard time getting this one down. I'm not sure if it's because I launched a podcast in the interim. So I usually write at night because that's when I have the time to sit and dedicate and like go into that memoir headspace. But for whatever reason it was, this was, to me, this represents like a full transition of mindset from Medium to Substack, where I was writing every week on Medium and podcasting every day on Substack. And so what was getting lost was me doing brand new writing, and it was like the best birthday gift to myself because I finished it on my birthday to finish a new story. So I'm really happy about it. I'm happy with how it came out. And it was really hard to write because it's not like oh, this is what GLP-1s are. And I think most of us, and I dare to say, especially most of us women of a certain age, have so much weight, haha, associated with our weight. And
Right.
um, in thinking about what I wanted to say, I came to realize that my family of origin story is such a disparate one. I have two, like the angel and devil on your shoulder. I have like the mother, the matrilineal, the patrilineal that are at war. They're opposites, and I am both a halfway point and a neither point between them.
Right.
And
Right.
it really took a reckoning with those little voices on my shoulder, both to be able to start taking steps to address my weight and health, and also to write this story. And
What
thank you
really
for the
struck
hearts.
me was that, I mean, you are a memoirist, right? Like you write memoir. And so you couldn't just write a story, like you said, about like, oh, here's what a GLP-1 is. Like you really had to get in there for to do it right for you. You had to get in there and excavate the what is the motivation? How is this connected to memory and childhood or deep-seated emotion? And for you, that's really about family lineage stuff, but then there's also sort of the, current Dana feeling around desirability as a Gen X woman in your
Yes.
50s. So it's
Yes.
a really powerful article because you're
Thank
pulling together like multiple lines of thought and reasoning and feeling, which often feeling sometimes doesn't have reason associated with it,
Yes.
and still telling an articulate story. So I thought it was a really impressive piece of writing, and
Thank you.
it's long, but it needs to be long for you to tell your full story.
Yes. Thank you for seeing all of that in my story. I'm reading the comments in the chat here, just keeping up. Um, it's I say this in the story. The original draft, when I went back to edit myself, I had written this variations of the same line 3 times. I never wanted to be a woman talking about weight on the internet,
Mm.
and um,
I don't
not
know
because
why it's no one else has done it.
right. It's so trite, and it also just there was too much family of origin and too much like ugh, too much cringe coming at me from both sides. And so I had to like unearth all the cringe about it in order to write this. And should I read part or all of it? It's long. It's not crazy long, but it's I could read. I don't know, part, all. What do you think?
I think a part. Pick a part. This one is too, I think, too long to read. We've only got 30 minutes left, and reading takes longer than reading silently in your head. So I think pick a chunk that you really want to feature, and let me make sure I'm reposting the link so folks can read along if they want to.
Okay, I think I'm going to start. Um, I'll skip the intro parts are kind of introducing my mom and my dad, who are both still alive. My dad, so just as background, my dad has dementia and lives in a nursing home, and he weighs about 350 pounds, and is the pure id of eating. And my mom is an extremely young and beautiful looking 78, and like walks 5 miles every morning and does Pilates and has very restrictive views about eating and is very, very fit and beautiful. So I'll start here. Um, my family of origin relationship to food is a seismic clash, equal parts restriction and gluttony, guilt and gorging. And it all began with a 2 word rallying cry: diet tomorrow. This was the mantra of my female forebearers, a prayer that still rings in my ears as a half promised sing song that accompanied family meals, performed in 2 part harmony by my mom and grandmother. It was a commitment of restraint no one asked of them, uttered for accountability that my younger brother and I could never provide. It echoed through my childhood like a matrilineal atonement, with women counting calories instead of rosary beads. With this cry, they preached that enjoyment of food was a vice, and the physical manifestation of its excess, fatness, was a moral failure. Diet tomorrow was their repentance for for the sin of gluttony, realizing they'd face down their God, their judge, the scale, come morning and be displeased with its numeric judgment. I never questioned that I had to do the same, lest I be smote with the curse of fat. My father was the sinner to my mother's saint. He was pure appetite id, all innate impulses to indulge. He never ate as if he relished food, but as if he were filling a void. I watched his gruff table manners and over-the-top excesses with horror as he stuffed his face with anything and everything with equal abandon. There was no sense of discernment. But more impactful still was his condemnation of fat women. Irony had no place here. His body was huge, his appetite endless. For a man to be fat was fine, blameless, neutral. But for a woman to be fat, that was an affront to his sensibilities and his eyes. And he had no filter in expressing it, even around me, his young daughter. It didn't have to make sense. Women just had to be thin. My mother's denial was my first clue. My dad's disgust sealed the deal. This is how I grew, with a genetic makeup flailing between fit and obese, denial and excess, hunger and satiety. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Satiety.
Satiety, into a young adult body that didn't quite conform to the paradox of those forces. I had an innate sense of food for pleasure, one that wasn't easily suppressed, battling with a body that required more vigilance to stay slim than I was willing or able to provide. I've always been curvy. Even as a skinny child, I had a round face and tummy. Then I hit puberty, and by age 12 blossomed past my first training bra into C cups seemingly overnight. My body was never intended for skinniness. I couldn't starve myself into the Kate Moss waif status of the 90s it girls. I never quite lived up to the food repudiation of my mother and grandmother, but I mostly held my own, neither skinny nor fat, without fighting my natural form too much. I spent my formative years eating Snackwell cookies and lean cuisines, hoping for the best. I'll stop there. That was just one section. Um, but that's the where it pivots from family origin into me and leading into present day. So I'll
I
pause there.
love that section because it really does so explicitly lay out the absolute polar opposites that you're dealing with between your mom and your dad. And I love the way that you really tie it to like genetic inheritance and just like the entire family lineage, right? I think that's really powerful because it makes it paints it as something that has been handed to you that as a kid, like as this 12-year-old who's just trying to figure out her body, like you almost don't understand what has
No,
completely been handed to you, right?
I really didn't. And for those of us who don't know this, Lawrence and I have known each other since we were 9, so he can remember teenage Dana. Um, when I went through puberty, I got pretty chubby, like by, you know, girl teen standards, and then when I later in high school just sort of naturally slimmed down. Um, like I I say later in the story that I was kind of, a bit of a late bloomer, like sexually, romantically, but also like I had this sort of lack of awareness. Like I knew the judgment was very strong and very there, but I didn't take it as a marching order, and I don't know how I was kind of immune to it. Of feeling like, oh my God, I have to do all of these things. I have to change myself. I was aware. In fact, like I had this visual in my head, Lawrence, of a photo that I I don't I can't remember if you're in it or if you took it, but it's me on the beach with your sister, I think. And I'm in a bikini. And at the time I thought I was very fat. But look, in my mind, I'm like, no, I just,
Right. You
I'm
just
just a
you'd been indoctrinated on the social standards of the time. Yes.
yes. Um, I almost wanted to run it with the story. So like I knew Like, I've always known I wasn't one of the beautiful girls, and I've written about that idea before, but, like, never got really good at makeup and clothes and never took on, like, "God, I've gotta go work out all the time and improve my body." Um, I have s I don't know where that's part of the, like, it is neither my mother nor my father's side of, like, I somehow have had, like, "Okay, well, it's just me that's here." And so, the decision later in the story of, like, well, I need um, to do something and lose weight. I have done that other times in my life. I did it back in 2017. My friend Alan and I at work had this Operation Get Hot was what we called it. I was just, I've alluded to it in a couple other stories where I'd had some bad dating experiences and was like, I'm just going to check out for a while, and I'm gonna, I started Wellbutrin at that time, and it just sort of grounded everything for me, and I was like, "I'm gonna work out and eat really well," and I did. The photo of me in the hero image was right at, like, peak, like, I hit a goal weight, I looked really great, but I didn't maintain it. Um, and I also, I was then in a very long-term relationship, and I, went through menopause, and there was this pandemic. I don't know if you guys remember it.
I heard something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so some combination of all of those things, like, my weight went up and then it went up, more, and I, kind of came to this realization of, like, both, wow, it's going to be much harder to date at the weight I am now because I am now a niche taste and not, like, I've kind of edged out of, um, beauty standards there, typical ones, and, nothing too concerning, but at my doctor's visit, she was like, "For the first time, like, your bad cholesterol is getting higher." Mine's always been pretty low to average, but, yeah, she just kinda looked at me with this, like, "You know what to do," and that voice was already in my head. I use it in the story of, like, "Dana, you know what you need to do, you've done this before, um, but also there's a new tool that hasn't been there before, and it's okay to take a medication for something that will help your body." Um, that was hard to get to, and it was also, I'm trying to, like, come around on this. It's like, you can tell I'm uncomfortable talking about it. It was having to acknowledge, like, "Okay, I wanna be part of this diet tomorrow culture," is what it felt like, of I'm giving in, was kind of the feeling there.
Right.
And I wasn't comfortable with that, but I am increasingly so now. Um, Part of it being, for me, like, diet and exercise is like, I think for everybody, it can take up a lot of space, even if you're not talking about it externally. And I don't have room right now. All of my extra is going into what we're doing here, uh, you know, writing, podcasting, of course, parenting my kids, running my job. I was like, I don't, I know I'm not going to make space
Right.
to
Bandwidth
focus.
wise and kind of willpower wise and everything else.
Right, it becomes, I joke that I'm like, "I always have room for one more thing," but my one more thing is this, and it's overflowing, and I don't
Right.
wanna give any
Right.
part of that energy up to be like, "Oh, okay, well, I have to, go on runs or go to the gym every day or be really focused on, what I'm cooking and eating," and I was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take this medication."
Right.
Eh
So enters the maglutide,
Yes.
and
Um, uh,
you I don't know if you mentioned this in the story, but so you're doing it through one of the online pharmacy programs like
yes,
hers or
hers.
row or
It's
okay.
hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because American healthcare system, um, it was not approved by my insurance for weight loss, and my doctor was like, "Okay, well, let's put it through the obesity clinic here, and then it will be." Um, God, even just saying that word, I'm like, "I'm not obese. It's okay, I don't." That still jumps in, right?
Right.
But she was like, "Let me put it through that clinic, and then it should be covered for you because, these companies may go away. There are only existing these compounding companies because there's been a shortage." I got denied. I was told I was not allowed to go see them. Like, the clinic itself turned me down, that they were like, "Nah, you don't qualify, your numbers aren't bad
Because
enough."
you're not obese enough.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so it's $1,500 out of pocket for 6 months.
For 6 months. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was going to say the original Nicole asked how much is the monthly cost. So 1500 across
6
6 months.
months.
Okay.
It would have been 1,200 a month to fill the prescription, which
So
is
if you had gone with Ozempic, which is sort of official
or
semaglutide.
it was Wegovy, I think, but yeah, whichever they went with.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Wegovy and Ozempic are essentially both semaglutide. It's just
Mhm.
different branding.
Yeah.
But in that case, if you had done that, it would have been $1,200 a month. And
Yeah.
so by going through hers and doing the compounded semaglutide,
Yes.
you are getting it for $1,500 for 6 months. And good God, somebody help me with the math. Why can't I do that in my brain right now? What does that work out as a monthly cost?
You could get there, Lawrence.
I can't. I really
250.
can't right now. Somebody
250.
help me. I haven't had all of my
250.
coffee yet.
250.
Okay, there you go. 250 a month.
Yes. Um, Robin weighed in with that too. Yeah, don't tell anyone, special secret. I actually scored higher on the math SATs than the language ones.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone. I scored higher on the English than the math. I mean, I was kind of tied, but
Yeah.
I've used my English skills and my math skills have atrophied over the course of the last 40
Right.
years.
Right? Um, so I calculate it in the story by the pound too. It hasn't been a great economic value because, like, to be honest, I have done it but made no other effort. It's just been like, take this and see what happens. Um, and for some folk, like Michelle talks about this, you talk about this, start the meds and it becomes this sort of miracle where they're like, I never crave cookies anymore, and I'm only eating, these little meals and the weight's falling off. That has not been my experience, and I'm wondering if I should switch. It does seem like Manjaro has more of that impact. But I've lost about 20 pounds in 6 months, and that's 70. Wait, did I calculate that right? At $75 a pound? I think I did.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not it hasn't been a great value in that way, but I'm 100% certain it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been taking them. It makes its presence known.
So,
Um,
original Nicole is asking another question.
yeah,
Has it stopped the food noise? Or she says it has not stopped the food noise, question mark.
it
Um,
has stopped some of it.
okay.
And it's so interesting that food noise is like a lot of people have. I think I say it in the story, and someone and what commenting on this morning mentioned it. Um, Not as much as other people have said for me, but and I feel like this is maybe I'm getting accustomed to it. As this weekend I ate cake and ice cream, I'm still eating at night. Like, um, I feel like maybe it's the voices are getting a little louder. For a while they were quieter, but it's interesting that we all have this language around food noise and knowing what that means,
Well, and it's
right?
interesting that food noise didn't exist until these
Yes.
GLP-1s came out. And then
Yes.
people started taking it and realizing, oh my God, I've been living my life with food noise kind of this entire time. And for those of you who don't know, who don't experience food noise, is basically just the like almost subconscious chatter that goes on in your brain about like, oh, I'm hungry. I think I could eat this. Or what about this? Or, ooh, for lunch, I'm going to have those chicken tenders. And, for dinner, I think I might go to that restaurant. And it's just this sort of constant underlying
Right.
chatter that happens in your brain about what you're going to eat next, where your next meal is coming from. And so many of us kind of didn't realize that we had it until it went
Mhm.
away with these meds.
Right. I wouldn't say mine have gone away. They've quieted it a bit, and there's certainly been a lot of like I've had enough, like kind of eating half the meal and then being like, I'm good." Um, the stress eating has been lessened but not gone. I was hoping it would be gone, but it is not. And it's a tool. And um I'm happy that I've done it. I'm on another 6 months now, and I'm like, wow, you know. maybe I should have written to them before they just mailed me the next 6 months and charged me for it, of like, I might wanna try a different med because it does seem like others are a bit more effective. But I probably, should start going to the gym and, stop eating after 7 o'clock at night, but I haven't done those things. So it's almost like the caloric deficit came in and I didn't notice it because, um you get fuller faster, at least I do. There's some sense, especially when lying down, of like fullness reflexy. I've had a couple of times where it's been very uncomfortable, where you're like, oh shoot, I shouldn't eat that close to bedtime. I was warned of like, if you eat at night, it's going to make you throw up during the night because it slows down your digestion. Thankfully, that hasn't happened because I hate throwing up, but it certainly quiets things. So it's been an interesting experiment. I probably need to layer in more volitional work on top of the medication to get the results that I really want. Um, I had to buy a new pair of jeans before I went to that thing in LA, the work thing, because I was like, oh, all of my jeans are so big that they look really slovenly. And I pulled out my bin of smaller clothes, but they were all 2 sizes down. I don't know what happened to that interstitial size. So I bought one pair and was like, "Oh, these fit perfectly, so I'm down 1 size." That doesn't feel like very much for the amount of money spent and 6 months gone past, but, I also haven't done the other parts of the work. So, um but I have written the story, so both the weight loss and the story took 6 months. Like, I started writing it shortly after going on the medication. You'll see there's a section in there from when I was in Ireland because it was the first time I noticed my body looking different or feeling different, that I pulled on a pair of leggings and was like, "Wait a minute, these are a little big."
Right.
Um, and I was like, "Okay, it's working." That was in April, like, like, typing it on my thumbs in Ireland. Um, yeah, it's such an interesting thing of, like, why this is hard to talk and write about. Um, because yeah, it's not like to just write a story about like, I took GLP-1s, they made me queasy, I lost some weight. Everyone like that story's been told so many times. I think the beauty of memoir is telling your ordinary stories, um, but in a way that is, I hope, interesting and relatable.
Right.
I know no one has my exact family of origin stories, but I would guess there's probably a lot that feels familiar there of, a need to be thin above all else as a woman, a father who doesn't have to abide by those rules and is in fact doing the opposite. And it was part of the decision to do it of I visiting my family and being like, I don't want to be this restrictive about food. I don't want it to like I feel like, I love my mom. It feels weird. I'm not like bad talking her, but it is part of her everyday
Sure.
passions
Well,
is
I mean,
minimizing her food. Yeah,
we've talked about this, even in the way that it, not impacted our friendship, but that's definitely far.
yeah,
But when we were in college, right there, we would. I have this very vivid memory of you and I going to Chaucer's, the restaurant across the street from campus,
yeah,
and sitting down at the table, and you saying, "Should we split a salad?" And I was just like, "Girl, what the fuck? Split a
yeah.
salad?"
No memory of that, but yeah, that's what it's like dining out with my mom. Should we share the salad? And I'm like, I could eat the whole salad and also,
Right? Yeah. No. Like,
a hot fudge
I
sundae.
please allow me to have my own meal. You know.
Yes. Um, but, realizing, like, just because you don't wanna be like that, you extra don't wanna be like your father. The story opens with his nurse, from the memory care
Yeah.
calling me yet again to tell me that he was on the floor. He's, not mobile, and he had rolled out of bed, but he's so large that the staff there can't lift him, so they have to call 911 when he rolls out of bed to get some, like, strapping EMTs in to lift him back into his bed.
Right.
Um, and I don't want ever want anything like that anywhere near that
Yeah,
in my
good.
future.
I mean, yeah, like I cringe inwardly at the idea of please God, never let me get to that place.
right? Melissa wrote, "This is why I love memoir. It helps us feel less alone, less weird." Um, I hope so. Like, I feel like that's the sweet spot of memoir when I write them or when I read ones that I enjoy, that it's like, wow, I've gone into a world I don't know about. This is very specific and interesting, but also there's so much to take out of this that applies to me. And especially being Gen X, like we've just seen so many diet trends, what health looks like trends. Like you put earlier, Melissa said this, I think, of like who convinced us Snackwell cookies tasted good. I
Right.
still like I would eat those devil's food cookies, like those weird spongy
Oof.
things with the waxy chocolate on the outside. I think that it would feel like home. I ate so many of them. But who convinced us that sugar was fine as long as there was no fat?
Right, right,
And
which
so
is, in a
the
way,
opposite.
almost the opposite of
Oh, it
what
is.
really is effective, right? Like, get rid of
Yeah.
the fucking sugar, like, give me fat and protein and, put my body into kind of keto Mediterranean mode, and I'm good.
Right. So we've seen so many things come and go. What's really interesting to me is that it's the generation behind us, the millennials, who championed this, like all sizes or be health at any size, I think, and also just body positivity, inclusive sizing and clothing. I mean, I don't think Torrid would exist without them, and I love shopping at Torrid. It's good for curvy girls. Like,
Right.
if I ever size down out because their smallest size is pretty small. If I ever size out of Torrid, I'm gonna be sad because I love their clothes and they're, like, engineered for women with curves. So,
Yeah.
it's great. Um, but
And
all
it's
those things
interesting.
didn't exist when we were growing up. There was no trendy plus size clothing.
Oh, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And as a gay man, I experienced kind of a weird inversion of this, right? Which
Yeah.
is the bear community really worships bigger men. And I, uh, this is a little bit gross, but I don't think there is an upper limit at which, if I were to gain large amounts of weight, someone would still find me attractive.
Right?
And, I mean, it verges into fetishization, but regardless, um, and for me, I've experienced shaming around losing weight, right? Where guys
Oh.
on apps are like, oh, like what happened to that belly? Or, like, why are you trying to lose weight? You're so hot. And it's like, yeah, dude, because I want to be healthy, because my entire life, all I've really wanted to do is just feel comfortable in my fucking body. And GLP-1s, Monjaro, I'm 5'10", Pat, and old BMI charts tell me that my ideal weight is 172, which I haven't been since I was like fucking 16 years old or something. Like, I saw 172 in the rearview mirror and never looked back.
Robin is gonna open, she can technically still fit in Forever 21, but suddenly 42 would be the store she needs. I would shop there at 55 if that's okay.
Right, right. I think suddenly 42, the store next to it is, oh my God,
Oh, fuck, I'm
55.
55. Oh, I think you're right. Melissa is weighing in here saying she's still so fucked up about appearance that it keeps her from doing video as a general rule, seriously. So I wrote back and was like, "Melissa, you're so beautiful," which you are, but I also wanna add, this is something, a manager at work, this woman I worked for a couple years back who I absolutely adore, Fiona, if you're out there listening, she's British and a little older than me, and she was like, "Why do I have to try to be pretty? I don't need to be pretty for people." Like someone, she had like she's very British, hair cut very short, no makeup, um, and a friend of hers, she told me, was trying to tell her she should grow her hair out and color it, and it would look pretty, and she was like, "I have no desire to be pretty. Why? What is the point of pretty?" Like, and like so few women will say that, right? Of like, I mean, I go through it too. When I'm pulling screenshots to put on top of our daily whatevers, I'm like, oh God, I make terrible faces. I'm always like, "Rah," with some weird chin thing going on.
I mean, that's not
I,
just you, that's the nature of video.
right. That I'm like, okay, let's find a pretty one. But Melissa and everyone else, eh, man, woman, any gender, like you don't have to be pretty to have a voice. And um, yeah, I don't know what that just popped up for. I heard Fiona's voice in my head being like, why would I want to be pretty? Pretty's so unimportant. I think was what she said. And, like, her face to me is beautiful. I love her face because it's this strong, kind, amazing human. So let's lean into that. Oh, I see a bunch of things are coming by. BMI is for teens. I'm nervous for people. I'm on the journey regarding health and fitness. It's a challenging but worthwhile. Yes, I want my daughter to feel pretty strong, pretty smart, pretty empowered. Yes, momster. All of those things. All of those things. And also, and I hope this comes through in the story, this is how I've always thought of it, Lawrence. When I want something from the world, that's the only time I notice that I'm not like beautiful or and now young enough. When I'm job hunting or when I'm looking for someone to date.
Yeah.
Those competitive marketplaces, you get dinged. There's pretty privilege 100%.
Yeah.
Um,
Melissa had a great comment. Where is it? Let me try to find it up here. Essentially saying that uh where is it, Melissa? She's talking about how video is such an important part of marketing that for uh counterpoint media, counterstory media. Sorry,
mhm.
Melissa, if I'm getting the name wrong. That she really has to do video, and you know, appearance is a part of video, and so she feels compelled to, yeah, to to do so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your comment, Melissa, so I can do you justice, but I think I got the intent.
Yeah, and she just weighed in again with those BMI charts lead to medical malpractice, especially for women. We are asked about weight, diet first. Chronic pain, try losing weight. It's real. I am thankful I don't have a doctor like that. But yes, I know so many people who have that story.
Yeah,
That's why I loved that my doctor was just like, Dana, you know what you need to do and how to get there. There was no judgment around it. She was just like, your numbers are trending higher than they should be. And I was like, okay, okay. You all are inspiring me. Everyone's coming in with their I go to the gym, I go to the gym. I gotta do that. I think that is the next step in this journey for me, Lawrence, is focusing more on strength building and flexibility, and cardio capacity because boy, when I was singing Saturday night, I'm like, yeah, I need to run so that I can be a better singer. Yes, we're going on I did like, Robin said instead of BMI, she wanted the body bazooka, the BBI, body bazunga index. I think I'd be pretty high on the bazunga index, as would Fusen. Ah,
right.
oh my
If we're
gosh.
judging by sheer tittage,
Yes.
you're you're somewhere way up in the 98th percentile.
Right? Momster is saying, "You should have heard the conversations about my pregnancy too, overweight." Yes, I had an OB, not my regular one, but like a fill-in one week when I was pregnant with Ainsley. I gained 6 pounds that week, and I ran pretty small when I was pregnant with Ainsley too, and she was, like, asking me about my eating habits, and I was like, "I'm waking up starving in the middle of the night and eating bowls of Cracklin' Oat Bran," because that was what I craved when I was pregnant with Ainsley, and she was like, "Maybe just have half a bowl." And I was like, "Maybe go fuck yourself. I never wanna see this doctor again."
Seriously, yeah, honestly, go fuck yourself.
Robin is
I am
I'm pregnant.
creating an entirely different life inside of me.
Oh my gosh. Lawrence, oh my god, it's 8 o'clock. I just looked down thinking we had, like, 10 or 15 minutes to go. The time is flying with you all today. Um, thank you for, um thank you for reading my story and for all of this great conversation, about it. I don't think this one will go, like, catapult into the manosphere, like the middle-aged men ogling my 16-year-old one, which still has people weighing in on it, some positive, some wackadoo, but, I'm hoping that this one gets out there because I think, it's very hard to talk about weight on the internet, and I finally did. So, let
Congratulations. And
thank
it's a
you.
great article. I hope everyone can
Thank
go read
you.
it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to have it out there in the world. Amusingly, to my medium family out there, I Boost nominated this on Friday, and I have not heard back. It's been 3 days, I've got a ticket. I don't so it's not on Medium yet. It will be probably at some point, but I'm hoping it gets boosted because I haven't written a story, for them in a couple months, and
I
I was
gotta
all
go
exci
jump because I'm talking to Nick
Yeah,
about my book.
we've gotta go, you guys. Have a wonderful day. We love
Bye,
you. Mean
everybody.
it.
Love you, mean it.
Ah.
Bye. Mwah.